Hi girlies, welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be sharing some books from my personal library, ones that I've read, ones that I want to read, and then ones that I just couldn't finish. Starting off with, I think this is one of the first books that I had read. I first decided to start reading again probably like a year ago. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I actually got this book in the young adult section at Half Price Books. And honestly, it was a great first book to read. It is a little bit young, and a lot of it was kind of repetitive. I'm going to read a little bit about it. It says 16-year-old Asa never intended to pursue the mystery of fugitive billionaire Russell Pickett, but there's a $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So together they navigate the short distance and broad divides that separate them from Russell Pickett's son, Davis. She's trying to be a good daughter, good friend, good student, and maybe even a good detective, while also living within the ever-tightening spiral of her own thoughts. I think what initially drew me to this book was the fact that it was the same author as The Fault in Our Stars, and I remember watching that movie. I don't think I've read the book, but I remember watching the movie, so I was really drawn to this book when I initially saw it. After reading it once, I don't think I would read it again because it didn't draw me in that much. It's not like I couldn't put the book down, but overall I'm glad that I did read it because I feel like it kind of kickstarted my journey to start reading more, and it always feels good to finish a book. Since we just talked about a John Green book, I thought it would be fitting to do this one next. Paper Towns. This one I actually really did love. Again, I found it in the young adult section at Half Price Books. Definitely liked this one more than Turtles All the Way Down, just because I love a cute little like romance. I'm gonna read the back of what it says. It says, Quentin Jacobson has spent a lifetime loving the magnificent Margot Roth Spiegelman from afar. So when she cracks open a window and climbs back into his life, summoning him for an ingenious campaign of revenge, he follows. Their all-nighter ends and a new day breaks. Margot has disappeared, but Q soon learns that there are clues in there for him. Embarking on an exhilarating adventure to find her. The closer Q gets, the less he sees the girl he thought he knew. So in this book, she had started hanging out with him, and then she ran away, to simply put it. And then he spends the rest of the book searching for her. At some points I was like, okay, let's speed it up. Like, he's still searching for her. He can't find her. Let's get to the good part. Overall, it was a good read. Kind of the same situation as this one, where I probably wouldn't read it again, but I would recommend it to somebody of a younger audience just because I feel like it is a good starter book. So kind of shifting gears with the next one. This one is called Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. Stopping the Spiral of Toxic Thoughts. So this is obviously unlike the other two that I just showed. So I got this when I was like 14, I think, 14 or 15, and at this point in my life I was struggling with my mindset and overthinking a lot of like anxious thoughts. This book is a Christian outlook, so it relates a lot of the things she says to different verses in the Bible, which I really liked. Felt like I was able to relate to a lot of the things that she was saying in here, so it gave me comfort as a teenager to know that I wasn't the only person struggling with different mental health and mindset struggles. Overall, I would recommend this to anybody, young or old. I feel like it's just a good, stable book to have. Next is Littler Women, a modern retelling by Laura Schaefer. This one I have not read yet. It's been on my shelf for probably a year now. I got it at the same time that I had got the John Green books. This one was also found in the young adult section. I feel like this one is just going to be a cozy read, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. It's going to be on my list of books I want to read for 2026, especially in the seasons where I just want something a little bit more lighthearted and cozy. Hopefully I will be able to get this one read this year. Next is one of my most recent reads, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is one of the most popular books, especially from this author. So I don't have the physical copy of It Starts With Us, but I read that one right after this one. 10 out of 10 for both of these books. I really enjoyed them, and I felt like they definitely kept my attention the entire book. I finished this one pretty fast, and then I finished It Starts With Us in like 2 days, which is pretty good for me. I really like the story that it tells. Some parts of the book I was like, okay, I could have done without that I could have done without reading that, but I feel like it all added to the overall storyline. It just follows the main character Lily through her life and her relationship with Ryle, who ultimately ends up being abusive to her. But there's also another love interest that enters the storyline and kind of adds a little bit of a twist that I wasn't expecting because I didn't know about before reading the book. So overall, 10 out of 10 for this one, and It Starts With Us. Next is one that I had just recently bought, actually from TJ Maxx. I had a gift card and I found it there. I've heard a lot of good things about Abby Jimenez. This one is just for the summer, also part of a series, but it can be read standalone too. So that's one of the reasons that I bought it, just in case I don't end up getting the other books from the series. I have not started this one yet, but I'm excited to start it. This is going to go on the list of things I want to read for 2026. I don't really know much about it. I'm just going to read the back. It says, when it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up, but it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out, and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? So it seems like a lot of drama. I'm into a lot of drama and all that hoopla. So that one sounds like a good read. Moving right along, we have The Makeup Test by Jenny L. Howe. This is one that I could not finish just because I couldn't get into it. I think I made it like this far. I made it like this far into the book. I'm not really for the whole like academic storyline lore. I don't know. It's just hard for me to get into those kind of books, and that's what this book is. So if you're into that, then this one might definitely be one that you want to reach for. Overall, I can't really recommend this because I haven't finished it, but I definitely don't think I will be trying to reread it anytime soon. Next up is one that I'm super excited about reading. This is Told You So by Macy Neely. She is off of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives show on on Hulu, which I love that show. And this was on my Christmas list, and my sister actually picked it up for me after the fact because she found it at Target. I think this is probably going to be my next read after I finish my library book, which, by the way, the book that I am going to be starting from the library is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I've read like a page of it, but I really need to get started because I think I have to return it in like a week. Anyway, this is just a memoir of her life. From what I took it, her boyfriend dies while she was texting him and he was texting her back. I think they had gotten into like an argument. So it was just a whole traumatic story. Meanwhile, she's pregnant with his baby. So it just kind of follows her through that journey and like her grieving and then eventually moving on with, you know, her life and into her next relationship. So I'm really excited for this one. And lastly, I literally just finished this book on Sunday. It is This Kind of Love by Kaylin and Kyra Edwards. This has to be my favorite book that I've read out of all of these. Just because I really enjoy watching these two as YouTubers, especially Kyra. I watched them both when they had their family channel, and then I stuck around to follow her and her journey and finding herself with her channel. This is also a memoir just about their struggles with getting married young and having kids young, all while dealing with outside opinions from not only the internet, but her family and his family. A lot of conflict that they have to walk through together and find a solution to. It was really cool to read their story, just because although I have been around since the beginning of their channel, I haven't really shared the depths of their story in this kind of detail. I definitely recommend this book. 10 out of 10 from me, no notes. So those are all the books so far that I have either gotten through, wasn't able to finish, and then ones that I can't wait to start reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and were able to maybe get some book recommendations from it. I want to kind of keep this type of series going where I update you guys as I finish new books, cross some book titles off of my 2026 read list. If you've made it this far into the video, comment down below a book that you can't wait to read, a book that you have read that you really loved, and then a book that you weren't quite able to finish. and why. Excited to see your guys' thoughts on this video. Can't wait to read your comments and hopefully get some book inspiration myself as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video.